name and carving yourself out. What does it mean for you to be able to feature on a card as big as this for the Australian region?
Yeah, really, it's huge for me, man. Like, first of all, fighting in Australia almost 3 times back to back, and then to be alongside Volk on such a big card and potentially his retirement fight is very special for me.
Don't let him hear you say that. He was desperately saying he wasn't retiring this weekend. But still, you are sharing a card with a legend of Australia. Do you try to avoid getting too caught up in the moment and having to stay isolated and focus on the fight? Or do you allow yourself to feel like the crowd, the emotions, and everything that goes into it?
Yeah, I think it's a fine line you got to walk. You know, you don't want to come in too calm and too relaxed, but at the same time, you don't want to be over energetic, ecstatic. So I just find myself in between those two worlds.
Yeah. When we look at the fight that you got this weekend, what exactly do you think your opponent's strengths are? Where do you match up well against him, and what are you expecting out of him this weekend?
Yeah, I think he's a very well-rounded mixed martial artist. He's a good fighter on the back foot. He's got good boxing, but overall, I think I can beat him in all areas. So I just got to showcase that.
He's quite a loud guy, the guy that you're fighting Oban. Are you expecting much from him when you guys interact? Have you seen him around the hotel at all yet, or does any of that stuff even bother you at all?
Yeah, I have heard of him to be a louder guy, but no, every time I've seen him, he's been quite quiet. When I did see him in Perth, shook hands and we were all good, but he's been much more quiet this time round. But none of that really does affect me, man. You know, I'm here to do my job. So it's like, if you're loud before the fight, I'm still going to punch your head in.
Love it.
G'day, Jono. After what happened in Perth, is it a relief to have this one matched up again as opposed to a different matchup? Is this the fight you really wanted?
Honestly, man, I just wanted to fight. You know, like I had only fought one time last year, so for me I was willing to get anything in. You know, any fight would have been good by me. But I think it will be good to close this chapter. You know, it took a bit longer than I hoped, but it's going to be a good ending.
Where were you mentally with the frustration of all that preparation and you're essentially 2 days out and then it's like, oh, okay, now what?
Yeah, look, initially it really got to me, especially when you go from the mindset of I'm about to fight a dude in front of a big crowd to I'm not doing that anymore and I've got to sit and watch as a part of the crowd. Sucked, but after a few days I sort of just like took it in stride and just thought to myself, look, I just got another rep at a camp. I'm fit, I'm strong, I'm healthy, and I get more time to develop my game and my skills. So I just sort of took it that way, opposed to thinking of it as a negative thing, because adversity is a privilege, I guess, as Volk likes to say, and I take it that way.
And as mentioned, this is your third time fighting in Australia. Are you going to be more actively looking to try a fight overseas just for the experience now, or you just take what put in front of you?
I'll definitely would be ideal just to get more experience fighting over in other countries, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, and I just want to fight. You know, I want to try and get active, have 3 this year at least. So whatever gets put forward, I will be willing to take.
Thanks, all the best.
Jono back here.
Yep.
You mentioned before Oban hasn't really done too much talking. Maybe the interactions you've had have been pretty civil, nothing too hectic. It's my understanding he isn't doing like a lot of media or anything like that either. Do you think there's a lot of pressure on him for this fight? Although it's in your home country, the last time the fight didn't happen, it fell on him. Do you think the pressure falls on him?
Yeah, look, I think when it comes to pressure and how you deal with it, it sort of like comes down to how much pressure are you putting on yourself, you know? And I think that, yeah, he's definitely loading it up onto his shoulders and he's taking it as this heavy burden. But look, man, either way, I'm going to punch his head in. So he can feel however he feels. He can bring whatever emotions into it that he wants to. I've got a job to do.
What type of pressure are you putting on yourself? It's a fight, again, in the home country. How are you feeling?
Yeah, look, there's always the pressure not to lose. But look, man, I'm living my dream. I'm doing what I love to do. So for me to go out there and show my best self and to put pressure on myself to show how much I've improved over the last little bit, will be it. But other than that, man, I've got a job to do.
Talking about that improvement, if this fight went ahead those couple months ago, as it was originally slated to, does it change much as a fight? Has the fight, in your opinion, evolved in the 4 months that it's been?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say so. I think the fight's still going to go down the exact same way. But in terms of me as a fighter, every month more mature. My fight IQ's coming up. I've only been in this sport for 6-7 years. So you take a year off and get me a year, or even 4 months later. That's quite a big percentage of the development you're gonna see over that time.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Joel. Thanks, guys.